Hello and welcome to this Crystallize live stream. My name is Bård, and today we're lucky to be joined by Benjamin, or should I say Ben, one of our...
It's perfectly fine.
So we've been working with Ben and his team as a Crystallize partner, actually, for a couple of years. They have been working with one of our, or some of our largest customers, which we unfortunately can not name the name, but you know who you are. It's a cool one, I promise. But we have been discussing and talking about, okay, you do a lot of automation, you work a lot with AI, and we've been also looking at this case here for simply how can we efficiently look at using AI basically to generate images and kind of enhance your product storytelling, and that's kind of the scene for what we're going to jump into today. Maybe you want to introduce yourself also, Ben?
Sure, happy to do it. I'm Benjamin. I'm CEO and founder of Cloudelligence. We founded the company in 2019. Our initial focus was very much on cloud, like the name Cloudelligence might indicate. So we did a lot of infrastructure automation for big companies, and then started shifting towards custom software development, like we also did in the past, working with cloud native software development projects. And yeah, almost 2.5 years ago, I started drifting again into the domain where I've been before, like content management and media asset management, and we came across Crystallize. And are happy that also our most favorite and biggest customer is opting for Crystallize, and so we support their developments, set it up, basic Crystallize system, and build more and more systems around it, interfaces in and out of Crystallize. And very interesting part of that work is using AI, since it's a hype topic of last year and will also be there for some time, I guess, as the hype topic. And I'm happy to share some insights how you can use it together with Crystallize.
That's good. And happy to be working with you, Ben, over these years. And I can also watch for you guys do quality work. So that's it's fun to be working with good people. But should we jump right into it?
Sure. Let's jump to Crystallize, our most favorite tool. And as you all know, you have a lot of functionality already built in with the system, but there's always the point where you want to do something fancy on your own, bring another third-party SaaS provider or your own solution, and Crystallize has multiple ways of doing it. One major way, which is very easy, is using apps. Basically an iframe where you can, in the settings part, configure your own application. We have here a tenant, which we just use for testing, and you have CLAI UI. And I loaded, it's a little React application with a completely serverless backend hosted at the moment at Vercel. Since interestingly, AWS still has some troubles using API gateway and streaming, but Vercel got it somehow under control. And what our UI here is offering is that you can use multiple LLMs, so the large language models doing text work, and you can also use multiple image generation models and try to ask it. So we can just ask the system, which LLM are you? And we see which is currently configured. So at the moment, we are using here a version of OpenAI. So go here to the settings bar. We never put as much effort as Crystallize is doing in a nice UI here yet, but you can imagine there are a lot of things to do when you ramp something up. You especially bring a lot of models, various variations of ChatGPT. But just to show the case that you can switch, I choose a Claude 3 here. Let's continue, and I ask it again, which model are you now? And it will respond which vendor is offering your models. That's the thing with LLMs, you know never what they will respond. So sometimes it doesn't want to reveal what it's like.
And what you're doing now, so you guys have basically built an app which is an interface connecting multiple AI engines, basically, so that you can use different engines also for different purposes. I guess some are good at certain topics and others are good at others. But I guess it also could be like a private or internally indexed or trained AI that you could plug in here.
Absolutely. I just switched from Claude 3 to Claude 2. Let's see if that one is more talkative today. I'm not Claude. Are you then? Let's see. It does respond. So sometimes the API change, or we have timeout where you might not see an answer. It's still under development. But the main goal, besides using the prepared ones, is also to have a bring your own model.
Yep.
That's especially for German customers interesting who want to use, for example, a Mistral or a Facebook Llama model, which is hosted on dedicated resources, and it would be no problem to integrate with us. Also, then instead of Versal, we could use a dedicated provider or AWS for hosting the application and make sure that the data security and privacy things are under control.
Yeah, which is also important. Yep.
Let me just see if we have also the option from AWS that you create a knowledge base here with a few clicks. Knowledge bases allow you to store content, which is then be retrievable by LLM queries.
Yeah.
So our idea for the future is to leverage the assets of Crystallize, like either pure texts from the components or PDF files or something, and put it into this knowledge base and make it queryable. It's working quite well with PDFs. It takes some time to ramp up, so nothing for the demo today, but nice option.
Yeah.
As well, we have some completions.
This is cool. So it basically enables you to use different LLMs and have some options. And especially, I think the privacy part is important, and especially for those in Europe. Other places, not so important necessarily, according to the GDPR rules or regulations. So what could we see as some actual scenarios to use this?
So when we built this application, it really jumped to my mind, probably because of my background, that I want to have images. And that's also for some of the customers we work with using Crystallize always a problem. You have some basic data coming, for example, from SAP with some text. Text is not good. You might need the LLM to get a better text, but then you have the problem, you have not even a proxy picture, and you still want to start selling it, maybe even before there is something. And therefore, I also had it open here, you have different image models available already, so you can use Stable Diffusion or DALL-E. DALL-E creates some more artificial pictures, while Stable Diffusion is more realistic. We would also be able to add any other newer model here. And then you can use the system, generate me a product picture of chocolate. Wow. Let's see, the autocomplete chocolate. Wow. Let's see what comes out. Always a surprise. And then the cool thing is we are working here with the team to also have a lightbox integrated for using with the app, so we could add the picture generated directly to a lightbox. But currently we take the way through the assets manager. So here, for example, it looks quite fancy. Could be in Germany, there's a brand, Ritter Sport. It looks almost like that. So it describes you here what it used as a prompt to generate the picture. So that's the first step in the background. From my little prompt, it generated a bigger prompt. And from that prompt, it generated the picture. And I'm now able here to just save it to Crystallize. And then it's available in the asset manager. Let me just open a new tab here. I have some others generated before, but here's our chapter bar. And that's cool. Now I can manually use it now here, like adding to the lightbox, and use it on the product and other document folder which I have in the system. And so pretty handy when you are all in Crystallize to not go to a second system, generate, store on your hard drive, upload again and stuff, but you stay within the context and have really easy asset management. If the regulations become stronger on AI-generated content, which might be might be a thing in Europe at least, I also thought about adding more contextual information to assets generated. Here simplified with a document linked to assets, where you then can also tell which model was used to generate it, and even the prompt could be stored here. So you have an archive for being auditable, where did this asset come from? And maybe how can I generate something similar? That's also a problem. Like this one, which is a Cloudelligence picture we use at a lot of places. We don't really know how and where this was generated. We will never generate something similar again. So that's good that you can save it in Crystallize.
That's nice. Of course, that's a time saver, and also this is kind of when you're doing it so-called manually. So you're having a product and you need some artwork or some illustrative pictures, so that you don't have an empty or no images in your catalog. But of course, there's lots of other types of automation that you can do here, and I know that you guys have been working on that also. So of course you could do this, for example, generate lots of images for a full catalog, but also maybe things like SEO optimizing summaries for all the products in the category, enriching the product text from, you often get quite limited product text from, as you mentioned, SAP. And that you can write it out in a more selling way as a starting point. So I'm not sure if you have any other types of scenarios that that you guys have been playing with, or that you see the.
What you described is one of the main scenarios we started with. So from little text to big text to better text. And the thing is, where you can, if you work with it for some time, you want to have parts of the AI process configurable. This is also awesome. Similar to the document I was using here for artifacts, there's also possible to model configurations as documents, like the model and even the prompts. This is not shown in this system because we did it for a customer, but what we did there was we created personas and told the persona to take the tone of voice of the company. We also told it which words are forbidden and other things. So we spent and had the specialist on board just doing prompt engineering to regenerate this tone of voice for the company in the most perfect way. And end users are pretty happy with the outcome, since they have hundreds of products to translate and improve the translations and the texts in general. And I'm pretty happy here with the combination of bringing the configurable parts to Crystallize as documents and having an app or even a view, which can be directly used, a split view, for example, on a product, to make this happen.
And that's also something I know you guys do a lot, using the split view for enhanced editorial experience. So it could be support for content quality rules. It could be support for enhancing or rewriting or translating content. So that side-by-side type of view, in addition to that, that's definitely something we also see others are doing. So it's I find it very usable.
Absolutely. So that's the next step after going from apps to the next step is this split view thing, which is probably covered in another video at some.
We have covered that with the translation app that is available for Crystallize also. And again, these are just examples for how to get started with this. It's as a developer, it's pretty easy to plug these things up now, as we live in basically the API economy time. So we have services that we can easily connect, and you can utilize all of the power of the AI engines that are available, basically. So it's pretty cool to see how it's being adopted and used in different scenarios already. I guess that's what we wanted to cover today, Ben. We should definitely come back with a follow-up down the line here to see where this takes us. If you want to see more, as Didrik usually say, like and subscribe. There will be a new stream next week, which will be a different topic, and you will see it when you get the notification. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.